It's your girl, China D, and you guys are tuned into another episode of the UNSERIOUS Podcast. Hey, hey, hey. So, let's get into it, guys. So, this is my second episode. I'm so excited. This is my second episode. I really do appreciate the support, the watches on YouTube, the views on Spotify. Thank you so much, guys. I just had to say thank you because, I'm having a good time doing this. So thank you for everyone who's listening and watching. And let's get into the pod. Well, let's get into this episode, not the pod. So, as you guys know, my first segment is something I can't take serious. So the past, I think it was like either last week or the week before, I went to a children's play, and that I can't take serious. I went to a child's play, and when I tell y'all, I sat through that. First of all, it was 2 hours. 2 hours of children singing, dancing, all the above. 2 hours. 1 hour was first act. Then we had a 15-minute intermission, which was not needed. And then the second act was another hour. And then it took another 30 minutes to get them to finally go home. Guys, I say this in the nicest way possible. These plays, these concerts, all this does not need to be 2 hours. At most, an hour. 2 hours is pushing it. And on top of that, I'm being honest, most of these children cannot catch the beat, cannot catch the tone. It's giving very pitchy. And it's just not a good show. Well, some of it's good, but not all of it. But 2 hours, cut it. Let's make it an hour. Thank you. From management. But that's something I just couldn't take serious because sitting there for 2 hours just listening to them sing, dance, not catch the beat, not catch the tone, it was long. It was long. But we're gonna get into the unserious news segment. Unserious news, unserious news. All right. First, we have Bad Baby and Alabama Barker. Y'all, I feel like this beef has been going on for so long at this point. It's like, really, y'all? Y'all are two privileged white girls. Why are y'all beefing? And I'm not gonna say, look, I'm happy they're beefing with each other. Neither one of them is beefing with like a black lady. But come on, y'all. Y'all are both making money off this beef, and this beef is stupid. Like, the beef is actually insane. So for those that don't know, I'll give some background. Apparently, Bad Baby, she had a baby by this dude named Levon. And they're not married, they're not anything, really. Like, she had a baby by him. Apparently, Alabama was messing with Levon when Bad Baby was pregnant. And now that she's not pregnant, Bad Baby is like calling Alabama out on all this stuff that happened between her baby father and Alabama. But then Alabama went back on Instagram/TikTok and was like, that never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. Da 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 da. And Bad Baby was like, okay, so you're gonna call me a liar? She pulled up receipts. And that's when Alabama had to come back out and was like, what you're saying is not true. Like, I don't know what da 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 da. So they're basically beefing over a nigga that don't got a job. Mm, I don't think I could beef over that. Because as I recall, her baby father is only with her because of clout, if I remember correctly. But they both dropped diss tracks against each other. I will say Alabama's first one was good. Bad Baby's first one was bad. Bad Baby's second one was good. Alabama's second one was bad. Now, y'all are tied right now, 1-1, let's say. If y'all come out with a third diss track, someone has to win. Like, at this point, put it to the mat and let's get it going. Like, actually come up with a good diss, come up with a good rap, and I think they should go to a battle rap. Because at this point, like, y'all both claiming to be rappers, and I don't think any of you guys have a rapping bone in your body, because I think somebody else was writing it. But I digress. But this beef, I think, is just absolutely stupid. Because y'all are, like, y'all were friends, claimed to be, but now y'all aren't because of a man. Could never be me and my friends. Mm-mm. It's just, why are y'all beefing? Y'all aren't even like, I don't even think they're the same age. And Bad Baby, you said you have cancer and a kid at home. Why are you worried about this little girl, as you call her? I think she's like 18. Why? I'm sorry, to be one, to beef over a man. Two, to have actual stuff going on in my life and beef with you, not happening. But that's just something that's been on my timeline, on my feed. It's just like constant that I just can't take serious. Cause I'm just like, really? This is what's interesting people? Like we really need like actual beef to happen. Like good rap beef at that. But so we're gonna move on because I get tired of talking about white people a lot. JK, JK. I'm joking. I don't love them. But no, I get tired of talking about these two a lot because they're just like, do better. Y'all are beefing over nothing, honestly. So the second thing on my unserious news is the Shannon Sharp podcast. I don't take that podcast serious because it is so funny. Like, I think Shannon Sharp is probably one of the best entertainers alive. Because, well, not alive, but one of the best entertainers today. Because he's had basically everyone come on to the podcast. And one, he's either exposed their private life, two, asks them some crazy ass questions, or three, he sets shit into motion. Like when he had Cat Williams on there, that shit was so funny because literally Cat Williams, that man has no filter. No filter at all. But he just went in on everybody. And when that happened, literally a timeline of everything just went to hell. He said, if I'm gonna go low, we're all gonna go to hell. And that's where they went. And then he had Coco Jones on. Coco Jones. She, everybody knows she's dating Devontae Mitchell. I want to say his name is. I apologize if that's not his name. But he brought that up. And Coco's like, that's my private life. Don't do that. You're doing too much. You're being messy. He also asked about Scissors BBL when it came to Coco Jones. And she's just like, I don't really want to give input where input isn't needed because that's not my body. Your body, your choice. And SZA came online like that was weird to ask. And I 100% believe with that. Like Shannon, there are some things you ask and some things you just don't. And I feel like that was probably one of the things you just don't ask nor talk about. So, choices. But I think his podcast is so funny because he brings on what I do love though is that he brings on a lot of like black people. He brings on a lot of athletes, a lot of entertainers, and he gets to the nitty-gritty of it. Like he just had Young Miami on, found out she's not a part of QC no more, and they played their game. And I will say, like, Shannon, you knew when you played Carisha Please, that game was gonna get spicy, you was gonna get exposed. But choices. But I think his podcast is actually like one of the podcasts I admire because he does it in a way that nobody's done it before where he just has fun. He likes to have fun but also be messy because he know messy is going to get them. Messy is going to get the people. And he's right. It is because it got me. But so that's something I saw in the news, like him doing his episodes every week, that I was just like, I don't take that podcast serious, but I love it. And the last thing in the unserious news is I don't know if last week there was a lot going on with the Breakfast Club. Jess Hilarious last week, I think it was last week Wednesday, came out and was like, "Oh, the Breakfast Club, they're trying to do certain things that I don't agree with." And as many know, Jess Hilarious went on maternity leave. They brought in another girl named Lauren. She had done TMZ. She's an actual journalist. So they brought her in to do Jess's part for the, like, I think it was like a half a year. And Jess's thing was like, if you're gonna have her be on the show, give her her own segment. Don't make it Jess with a mess. Give her like Lauren's locker room talk or Lauren's something. But to say that it's Jess with a mess, like I'm getting credit where she should be getting credit. And she did go on to say a lot of other things. She went on and called DJ Envy corny for some of the stuff he does. And I 100% believe that man is corny. I do not like him or his family. I'm not going to lie. I think they're very privileged and corny. I think his wife is really corny. But, and I can say this because my brother, he did play AAU with their son. And I actually saw them in person and I was just like, yeah, I'm cool off that. Like they act like they're above everybody, but your shit stinks. Let's remind that. And I think Charlemagne was just hilarious in that whole thing because like I like Charlemagne, but Charlemagne is just like out there. And he he just like goes with the flow of things. And I just say, okay. Okay, that's a trace. Sorry. Oh no. Oh no, I'm bugging. I was looking on the Jasmine, and they said that fans react to Principal Coleman from Abbott Elementary getting fired, but it's in the show. It's not in real life. Sorry, guys. But yeah, back to Jess with a mess and Jess Hilarious and the whole Breakfast Club. Honestly, I don't think the Breakfast Club, like, if I'm being honest, not a lot of people listen to radio, but when Jess came onto their show, I believe she brought up their show 100%. Like, not many people listen to the radio, but I will listen to Jess with a Mess's segment because she's funny. Like, I think she's actually hilarious. But nobody really wants to sit there and listen to DJ Envy. I really don't even think he's a DJ. But, like, people will listen to Charlemagne. But you have to have that voice on there that's speaking to the public that you can't speak to. Like Jess's main people that she speaks to is like the gays, the theys, the thems, the hers. And DJ Envy and Charlemagne don't really have that. But I just think like that whole situation was a lot because it was blown out of proportion. Do I think Jess Hilarious should have gone on live and aired everything out? No. But do I think she's a boss ass bitch that she went in the next day, got on air with DJ Envy, Charlemagne, and Lauren to talk about it? Because she was like, I said it, I'm gonna stand on it. And I love that mentality. She still clocked in for her job the next day after airing them out. That's tea, and that's why I don't take them serious. Because let's be 100%. If it was like, come on now. Most people don't do that. Once they air you out, they're not gonna come and see you. She aired them out and came online and in the studio the next day. And nobody was like, Jess, you gotta go home. They know they need her. And that's why I don't take that whole thing serious. Because Jess is gonna be there for a while. Nobody's gonna kick her out. And she's a real one for standing on that shit that she said the night before. But we're gonna take a quick break and I'm gonna come back with sticky situations. Hey guys, welcome back. So for sticky situations, I decided to go into TikTok and across my feed came the Cavinder twins. And I think one's name is Hannah and the other one's name is Haley. And they play basketball at the University of Miami. And they're in, well, one of the twins is in a sticky situation. And this came across my feed because I actually don't know why, but I thought this was so messy. Like, I was just like, "Ooh, let me talk about this." So apparently Hannah has been dating Carson Beck, who is formerly the Georgia University quarterback. He transferred to the University of Miami to be with Hannah. And so I guess they were dating for a couple of months. So apparently, while they were on a trip to Tennessee, Carson was going behind Hannah's back and cheating on her. They didn't say who it's with. They just said that he was cheating on her, sending Snapchats, asking the girl where she is, if he can come see her. He'll leave his trip early. On the trip, he's literally with Hannah's twin, Haley, and their whole family and like Haley's boyfriend. So he's telling the girl like, "Oh, I can leave early. Let me know where you're at." Just Snapchatting her. One, Snapchat needs to die. Snapchat is messy, and at this point, how old are you? I haven't used Snapchat. I'm 24. I haven't used Snapchat like that in years. I think the last time I used it was like high school to like do streaks and stuff. Come on, y'all. If we're doing streaks and stuff at this age, give it up. It's over. Like, Snapchat needs to be done. It needs to be done and over with. I don't care. Because at this point, we're grown. If you're going to cheat, be bold about it. Like, don't be pussy. So apparently, Hannah finds out, and now it's all over like the University of Miami, Georgia, TikTok, everything. Because apparently, Carson, he's playing football he transferred to play football at the University of Miami because they were together. And he signed a huge NIL deal. I believe, give me 1 second to look it up. NIL Carson Beck. I put Nick. NIL. Let's see. So for his NIL deal, for just in college, he will be making, let's see. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know what it is. It will come to me. But he's making a lot of money. It's a $4 million deal. So it says behind the Miami multi-million push for Carson Beck, who lands top tier NIL transfer deal. So it says the Georgia transfer quarterback Carson Beck is expected to receive an NIL package that pays him $4 million in 2025. Do you know how insane that is? That's actually insane. Like, he's 20, I think he's like 24. Why do you need a $4 million deal? And that's the highest paid NIL deal. Like, he's not even going to the league yet, and he's getting that kind of deal. But that's one actually insane, like, diabolical insane. But I just think it's funny because they have been making TikToks together with their boyfriends, the Cavinder twins. They've been making TikToks with their boyfriends. So they're getting that extra income. I'm pretty sure they're probably breaking them off something. But now, if you look at Hannah's page, everything is wiped of him. So on TikTok, everybody's like, what happened? Someone give like a, um, a backstory, da 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 da. And I just think that's so messy. Like, oh, y'all are messy because y'all are still at the same school together. And y'all are probably the biggest athletes on the campus. So I can only guess how that's going. But I'm like, at the same time, do you guys see each other? Like, how do you just be like walk by him at a party? Because I'm pretty sure y'all are going to the same parties. Y'all probably run in the same group still. But it's just like y'all are messy, messy boots. And I think that's a real like sticky situation. Cause what do you guys do when like you gotta go to football games or something? But I think it's also messy because Hannah made her account private on TikTok and Instagram, all well, not Instagram. And I think her cousin, friend, whatever, had posted like when you get cheated on and you gotta come back to show that girl that you rather be outside than be inside. I'm like, ooh, I know that's right. So I just think it's so funny. I just thought that was a real sticky situation because one, they go to the same school together. Two, y'all are probably the biggest athletes on the campus. Three, y'all probably run in the same group. Y'all are messy. This is sticky. Too messy, too messy. But we're gonna come back for the last segment of this show, and I'm gonna give you guys my serious to unserious what I'm feelings, you know? All right, y'all. Let's get into this last segment of my second show. So we're gonna talk about serious to unserious, my opinions. So something I'm taking serious is my friendship. So when you become my friend, you become family. I have been real friends with a lot of people, but there are certain people that I consider family that are like my down girls. They always there for me. So if you're there for me, I'm there for you 110%. But once I start realizing a change, we might have to talk about it. But something I take serious is definitely my friendships, because ultimately those are the girls I want to be like my godmother, well, my children's godmother, or like my children's aunties. And even like my friendships with my guys, I want them to be like godfathers. I want them to be uncle. So that's something I take serious, like my friendships. Also I'll ride down for you if you ride for me. That's simple. And something I don't take serious, and I mean this so nicely, is daytime brunch. Like, why are we drinking at 12 in the afternoon? When I tell y'all, I have some brunch stories that I cannot talk about. I have brunch stories. But there's just like a level of drunkenness that you get at brunch that you don't get at night. Seeing the daytime while drinking is diabolical because I personally don't believe we should be popping bottles at 1 p.m. because I know by 5 p.m. I'm either going to be laying down, knocked out, or I'm gonna have my head in the toilet. It's one of the two. So I don't know how people do it. I don't know how, especially if it's hot. If it's hot outside and we're doing brunch, bro, don't expect to see me for the rest of the day. Please don't, because I will be done for. So that I don't take daytime brunch serious, especially if we're drinking. Please don't take me serious if I say we're gonna do it. I be damned. But those are the two things that I'm taking serious. Or the two things that I'm taking serious and unserious. My friendships I'm taking serious. Daytime brunch, not. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in for my pod for this episode. I don't know why I keep saying pod, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in, watching, listening to episode number 2. I'm China D, and this is the Unserious Podcast. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Bye.